Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and we're up again today with more from KSCRAFT, and we're going to immerse ourselves into autumn. So we're going to turn the scarecrow, that's this one, into a card, and I'm also using the word autumn from the word set. So we're going to be very autumnal in colour and shade. I'm going to be using my birthday suit palette, and I've got my blendy tools, and I'm thinking the cheeks of my scarecrow are going to be a little bit pinky brown because, you know, scarecrows are in the garden and they get dirty. Well, mine do. Right, so I have already cut the base. This is the base section. This is the largest of the frames, and I've cut two, and anybody who watches my channel know how I turn these into cards. You just score where, you know, it feels comfortable. You don't want to be sort of all the way at the bottom, and you don't want to be all the way at the top. You want enough so that your card will balance once you've decorated it. And then all I do is pop glue above the score line. So all you need to do, and then we're going to flip it over, line it up, and it's going to glue itself. So let's get that lined up, tap it down, give it a good old squish, and there we have it. So just run your fingers along so that it's adhered, and then pick that bit up towards you so that you get in your fold. Make sure it stands up before you go any further, and that does, and then you can start to decorate it, and that's what it looks like. It's a really quick, easy easel card, and the shapes that KSCRAFT make are so nice and big that they do lend themselves to making a whole shaped card. So that's a really great thing. Now you get two other layers, so that is your base layer, and then that's your second largest layer. So I'm going to glue that one on. I'm doing it in order so that anyone at home who's got this set and is a bit confused will know how to do it. So just wiggle your glue all the way around, and then you want to give yourself an even border. So before you sort of, you know, commit yourself by pressing down, try and be as straight as you can. Now that's not very straight to me, so I'm going to wiggle it up and down until I'm happy, and I'm going to go there. So you want a nice even border. Get all your fluffy bits off as well. I get glue on everything. So we've got that down, and if you stand it up again, you'll see that it will still stand, and usually the more you stick on, the sturdier it becomes. Right, now then, your next layer has got the hair section attached to it. So pay attention when you're cutting this one, because whatever colour you want the hair to be, and straw is usually, you know, a kind of creamy mustardy yellow. This is the closest I've got, and this is basil cardstock from Joanne. So you've got these bits at the bottom that are already enhanced for you, and of course the collar of a scarecrow is usually the straw as well, but this gets covered up by the face and the hat, but this is your underlayer for your hair. So let's glue that one on. And if you want to fluff those bits up at the bottom, then don't glue them all the way to the bottom, and then you'll be able to curl them. Because you can, if you look, before I stick it down, you can snip those little bits apart with your scissors if you want to. Once again, you want a nice border, and I don't know whether I'm straight or not, but I'm going to go there. And those are all your layers down before you start putting on your face and your hat. Now I am going to put my hat down first, and I've chosen a sheet of cardstock. This is from AliExpress, from a plaid pack, and if I find it I will link it below. It's a great pack. So that is going to go down onto there. And you do get 2 of these in the pack. And that kind of confused me, because I was wondering, I did actually cut both out, because I was thinking one of them was his clothes or something. But clearly it's not. They're both hats. So why there's 2 exactly the same, I don't quite know. Right, so you get that on and you line it up. See how that's building up nicely. And then in here you've got a little piece of patchwork. So just line up your little, let's see if I can get a close-up there. Just line up your little dashes here with the little dashes that are on the hat. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue onto there. I'm going to dust that away. And I've got my little bit of patchwork in. Isn't that sweet? I love that. Now the next thing is you've got a little hat band, and you've got 2 little curves here, so they just notch inside of there. So we're going to pop his little hat band on. And then the hair you can do how you want to. If you want to, you can pop it under the hat, or you can pop it around the face. Now, as you know, I haven't stuck mine down yet. Whether that's a big mistake or not, I don't know. I'm about to find out. But, you know, it's your die, and you can arrange your hair however you want to. So there's his little hat band. See how quick this is once you cut your pieces out. Now here is the hair. Now I've cut it out twice, so you get them going in opposite directions. And then I'm gonna grab the face. Now I'm wondering if I should go in, you know, using different ones so that the hair is going in different ways, or whether I should match it up with what it's supposed to be. Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking at these. Those 2 would go with each other, and these 2 would go with each other. But you have got little cutter parts here, almost like it's dictating where you should put the hair. Now clearly I can't do that, because otherwise I would have had to have put my hat on afterwards. So what I want to do is try and arrange it under my scarecrow's face. So we are going to do the cheeks and everything on the scarecrow in a minute. Now your scarecrow head butts up into that curvature there. But where do you want your hair? Because it's entirely up to you. Let's have a look at that. So as I sit here quietly, I'm just kind of, you know, thinking to myself where I'm going to have some hair. Because this is your die, and you can trim it down wherever you want to do it. Like, I kind of like those little bits there, and the idea of that being there. But if you try to match them up here, do you know what I mean? You're going underneath the face to do that. You can have the hair going out sideways, which I kind of like, you know, the idea of the wind blowing the hair. And you can do that. And in fact, I quite like that, and I like that bit there. So when you get your die out and you've got all your hairy bits going on, excuse my throat. It's entirely up to you how you do it. So I've decided my scarecrow is going to be quite windswept and his hair is going off in that direction. And I'm just going to pick that bit off and that bit off, and I know I like those there, so I'm going to glue that down. So I've just got my finger there just so that I remember, and then just a little squiggle of glue. And there he is. Our poor little scarecrow is going to be windswept, bless him. And then the same here, and I'm just going to lift that up and I'm going to put a squiggle of glue. So that when his face goes on, see that? It looks like he's blowing in the wind. Now, I do have other ones, and I could, of course, layer those up as well if I wanted to. You know, I could go down there and make it even fuller, but I kind of like that bit of black background, so I'm going to stick with two, and I'm going to have a little bit of a fringe. So to do the fringe, I've got to glue that onto the face. So I can move all this out of the way for a minute. And so on his little face, I'm going to pop some glue just on those three pieces here. And it's going to have, I'm going to put it at an angle. Yeah, I like that. And then we're going to cut it off from behind so he's got a little fringe. So there we go. We've got a hairy scarecrow. Isn't that sweet? See how you can change the character? Right, so we've got that, and now, moving the other bits out of the way, I'm just going to cap off my glue for a minute. We're going to use some white gel pen, I think, on the eyes and the nose. So, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, I'm doing the cheeks. So I get lost in the world of my own sometimes, and I'm kind of wanting, I always save mine, you know, I just don't bother cleaning them at all. There's a little bit of orangey yellow in there which I quite like, and I'm going to mix that in with my bare naked palette, my birthday suit. So what colour do I go in? I think I'm going to go down with this shade here first, or do I go with that one? No, I'll go with this one. Because even though the scarecrow is cute, if you think about your scarecrow, you know, being outside, although he can be, you know, pink-cheeked and happy, he's going to be a little bit dirtier, isn't he? All the muck coming off the farmer's field. So let's go around there. Can you see those little halos in the middle? I really like that. That's where I'm going to put my bit of pink. So I'm going into, I don't know whether I want to be darker or light. Oh, I'll be brave. Let's go in there. Just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to put a tiny bit there, and then I'm going to push it out. Let's have a look at that. See, slightly pinky but slightly dirty-y. Yeah, and I think this one needs to go a bit more up there as well. So I'm blending it. I'm going to go a bit more pink actually. Why not? Yeah. Got that lovely rosy glow. Pinky muddy cheeks, that's what he's got. So that's what we've got now. Just adds a little bit more character. Now that is going to need to go onto there next. I'm just making sure I like his cheeks. Yeah, I do. I'll put that away. Now, one of the things I will tell you, depending on the quality of your cardstock, because you've got something under here, if you glue around there and push down, what you're going to end up is the lines of the paper coming through. So I'm just thinking, I am going to go and run off, and I'm going to cut another face so it's double thickness, so that when I go down here, no lines are going to come through, because this is only thin construction paper from Michael's. I believe I got this a few years ago, which is nice for doing stuff, but it's not, you know, heavy duty like this is. So I'm just going to run away, cut another face, and I'll be right back. Right, I've done that, and I chose my lovely heavy duty craft cardstock that I get from Amazon, and I'm going to glue that onto there, and it's going to make it extra thick. So I'm just going to go around here, go around the nose, and I'm going to go around the eyes, and then let's line this up, give it a tap. There, now that's nice and thick. Can you see that? That means I can now glue it into position, and none of that hair is going to sort of like stick through. And to make sure that it doesn't, try and stay away from the edge where the hair is. I'm just turning this on its side so that I can butt it up, and I've got all bits of glue everywhere again. So I'm putting more pressure into the centre than at the edge, just to get that fastened down. So there's our little windswept scarecrow. And he's got to have some eyes, and he's got to have his nose. Now, I have cut out the embellishment autumn that I want to pop on there, and I also cut myself another little embellishment. This little sunflower design is from Cartabella, and it's the Sunflower Market pack, and it's on Snap Click Supply. So I want to just pop that under there. Yeah, like that. And then if you remember the other day when we did the acorn, I've got one little acorn left over, and I just thought that would look nice, you know, kind of stuck on his hat. So I'm going to pop that there. Now then, the eyes and the nose. Let's stick the nose in first and get that out of the way. And exactly the same as the patch, you've got little stitchy marks on here that match up to the stitch marks in the face. So when you glue in, you know exactly where it's going to go down. And that just slots in. Ooh, isn't it cute? He's coming to life, bless him. Now I'm going to stick the eyes in, and we are going to get the paint pen out. Oh, I think I'm going to use my pickup tool on these. I've got some foam there in case I need it. Just going to pop those eyes in. Get those squished down. Get the nose squished in. So we've got our eyes and our nose. I will stick the acorn on. I quite like it there. that down. And then I think I'm going to glue the sunflower flat, but I'm going to pop the word up on foam. So just getting that within my borders. And then I'll get some foam onto there. And I've got my gold hearts still on the desk, so I think I'm going to put, I've had these, you know, for absolutely ages. I'm going to go with a larger one. I'm going to put a little gold heart onto his patch. Right, I've got my foam. I might need to cut this down, so I'll just cut a piece off and then cut it in two. Ooh, we didn't get any rain yesterday. It was great. Yeah, I was able to finish pruning all of my peach trees and getting organised for next year. Right, so we've got that. I'm going to lift that off. I've got a little Beau complaining because he wants to go outside, so I might pause and just open the front door for him. And then I'm going to go there with that. And then I'm just flipping over because I don't like that bit, so I'm just going to lift that up. Take that out. Try to retrieve my scissors. And then when I turn that over, that's neat and tidy there. Ooh, isn't that great? Ooh, I like that. It really does feel like autumn. So now what we need to do is to get our paint pen, move some of my junk out of the way, and we're going to pop some eyes. We're going to think about his expression because he has got a smile on his face. So I haven't tested my pen, but I did use it the other day, so hopefully the ink is still there. Right, so I'm gone there, and then I think I'm going to go a little dot just below. Yeah, that gives him a happy face. Going to have a little bit of a highlight on the nose, a couple of little dots, and I'm trying to think where else. Because although it's nice to use your pen, you don't want to get, you know, too carried away. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Although, you know me, I'm going to put a little bit here. Just going to go there. Just a little bit highlight on the end of the hat. Yeah. Ooh, I enjoyed making that. Doesn't it look autumn though? But everybody wants to know, does it stand up? Of course it stands up. Let's open that out. Get my hands underneath all that hair. There he is. Isn't that great? Another one for my kitchen windowsill, actually. I like that. I like the idea of getting up in the morning and looking at that. My little windswept scarecrow. I just love his hair. You can fluff it up and back and curl it over the edge of your card. Yeah. The G-force is rippling his cheeks, bless him. Right, I thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope you have an absolutely awesome day, and as usual, all links below. Bye.